Hello and welcome to today's video. So a lot of you had requested me to make a video on the end-to-end process of applying for data science programs in Austria. So here it is, from shortlisting universities, applying to hopefully finally getting your visa and starting your studies. I'll walk you through everything step by step. So to start off with, I'm going to find this video of mine, which is actually the first video I uploaded, which is how to find the best universities in Austria. Under this video, in the description, I had actually included a university shortlisting template. This is absolutely free. So click on this link and it'll take you to the Google Doc. Okay, so as you can see here, I've already filled the template for a couple of data science courses. This was actually for one of my friends. So as you can see, for TU Wien, application dates are from Jan to March. For University of Vienna, this is the date. For Plus, it's actually open right now, so you can apply even now. So these are all of the dates. So all you have to write is the program name, your degree level, language of instruction. Very important, make sure all of the programs you're applying to is for English or German if you have the proficiency. And then mention the application start date, application deadline, English language requirement, all of these details. And also I have included the website link so you can go through these easily. If you have any notes that you want to mention, you can mention that in this area as well. So use this template just for an organized approach. So this is step one, essentially. We're shortlisting universities and we're kind of putting all of it in one place. So I'm just going to open some of the universities and show you where exactly you can find the application process. So let's first go to TU Wien. So within master's programs, you can first find your program here. So I think, yeah, data science is here. So go through the course, go through the requirements, go through all of the prerequisites and make sure you satisfy those. Here you can find what the curriculum entails. So you can go through all of these subjects. Make sure you have basic foundational knowledge on all of these courses. And okay, coming back here, we're going to go into studies, prospective students here. So there's an option of admission procedure, how to apply. Go through all of this information, but there are three options: admissions to bachelor's, admissions to master's, or admissions for PhD. So choose your option. I'm going to go with admission to master's. There's a very well-defined timeline here, which is general admission period for the summer semester, for the winter semester, and all of that. You can go through it. Okay, so there are three types of admissions that happen, which is with an assessment procedure, with a selection procedure, and without a selection procedure. So for computer science, I'm assuming it's for without selection procedure. So for your course, it will specifically mention what the procedure is, right? So for without selection procedure, this is the admission process. So step one is we apply for the admission, and to apply for the admission, we need to gather a couple of documents. We put all of these documents together and we're sending these documents by post to the university. So essentially gather all of the documents and we're mailing it. So to find the required documents that you have to send, if you have completed your bachelor's degree at the TU Wien, it's this link, but since we are international students, we would choose this link. Okay, so I see there's going to be an application. Go through the prerequisites. I know I satisfy the prerequisites, so I'm moving on. Okay, so these are basically the list of documents that we need. We need the duly signed application form. We need to give them a valid email ID. We need our degree certificate, our degree transcript. If the course is taught in German, we need to show them proficiency in German. If not, the course is taught in English, so we can show them proficiency in English, which is either IELTS or TOEFL. You need to have your passport copy. Okay, so that's about it. these are the list of documents that you need to send. Okay, now coming back to the next university. So every time I cover a university, let's just highlight it in a different color to make sure that we've gone through this university, we've applied to this university. You can even add a column called status saying if you've applied or not and what the status is. So let's also open another course. Maybe let's go into Salzburg. So here there's an option of apply now. Yeah, you can see all of the basic rules and requirements. So the way you apply to the University of Salzburg is you make one single PDF file. Let me just show you. Yeah, so all documents should be assembled in a single PDF file with the title in the following format: last name, first name, application dot PDF. And these are the documents you need. You need your CV, passport scanned, language proficiency can be IELTS, TOEFL. You need your bachelor's degree certificate, you need your transcript, you need a letter of motivation. All of the details are given here, right? So this is what your letter of motivation should essentially entail. Make sure your letter of motivation is as personal as possible so they really understand why you're applying for this course and how you actually want to contribute the knowledge that you gain through this course. Coming back, so I'm going to put this in red because the application is open right now. So as of today, you can apply to the university for this course. Let's also go through one last university, maybe the University of Vienna. Just want to mention that this is a highly competitive program. So make sure you do your research well and make sure all the documents are well in place. So they've mentioned a timeline here, which is for summer semester 7/1 to 31/3. So make sure you apply during this timeline. So we're just going to go into the master's programs, English master's programs, data science. Okay, so they've mentioned here that the language of instruction is English and a proof of German language proficiency is not required. This is what I wanted to highlight, which is 40 places are available. So it's a highly competitive program. Make sure your documents are worthy and all of it is present well before time. So here is the application and admission procedure. Let's choose degree from another university. Okay. So we have a page for deadlines for required documents. Let's go into required documents. Okay, so you need your valid passport. You need to make sure you have your degree certificate transcript. Make sure you've completed at least 180 ECTS. Curriculum vitae, letter of motivation, proof of English language proficiency, and proof of the other requirements prescribed in the curriculum. There's also a note on degrees from non-EU countries. Okay, so this is the criteria that you have to fulfill. You've completed a bachelor's program with at least 3 years, 60% of the maximum points. You've completed degree program at a recognized academic institution. So make sure you go through all of this data before applying. That would definitely increase your chance of getting in. So coming back, right? Apply for admission. So this is the process that you follow to apply for admission. You create your account, you log in, you upload all of the required documents, and you check the summary to see if the data entered is correct. So it's a very simple process. You just have to create your account in this use space. I will make a separate video on this when the applications open. But for now, this is sort of a gist of how you apply to the University of Vienna. Make sure you go through all of this information. Make sure you visit this page. Yeah, that's about the University of Vienna. So coming back here, I think we have covered this. So let's also highlight University of Vienna. Mention that the application starts only by November. So make your account in advance and wait for the application portal to open to start applying. Let's maybe go through one more university. Let's do University of Klagenfurt as well. So admissions to master's degree programs in the University of Klagenfurt. Essentially, we come here. Let's first look at the admission period. This is without a degree from the University of Klagenfurt. So outside Austria, we come under this section. For non-EU, non-EEA citizens, let's check the submission period. Okay, so for the summer semester, it's 1st November to 30th November. We can mention that here as well. Okay, so coming back here, they've clearly mentioned the processing time is at least 2 months, so we need to be patient once we apply here. So we're going to see how to apply if we don't have a degree from the University of Klagenfurt. Okay. Enclose the following documents to the application for admission. Okay, so we need our passport, we need our graduation documents. This is the officially legalized copies, which is similar to what we did in TU Wien. Proof of language proficiency, documents concerning name change variations, student data sheet. This is not required. This is if you've been admitted only in the past, so you don't have to fill this. So here they've clearly mentioned the meaning of notarized copies or original documents. They have clearly mentioned that simple copies will not be processed, so make sure your documents are officially legalized and translated. Make sure it's either in English or German. So this is the process. You essentially have to complete the submitted application to the admissions and examinations office at the University of Klagenfurt. So you don't have to do this in person. You can also send it through post. That's what most of us do. So they've clearly mentioned the address to which you should post your documents. You should mail your documents. Again, the process is very similar to the Technical University of Vienna, where we compiled all of our documents, put them together, and sent it by post. This is what we're doing as well. So coming back here, apart from all of these documents, which is passport, graduation documents, IELTS, resume, all of that, we also require the form of application for admission to a master's degree program. So let's see what that is. Okay, so you just have to fill in details like summer semester, intended degree program, MS in data science, personal details, last name, first name, academic degree, date of birth, citizenship. All of this is your personal details. Your first language, English, if you have any German skills. This is not required for this program. It's an English taught program. So you can go to this English skills. You can write your grade. So I think it's 85 points for TOEFL and around 6.5 plus for IELTS. So you can just tick all of this. Are you a refugee? No. Are you a person liable maintenance, permanent residence? No. Others, so you can leave all of this blank. Just fill the details that pertain to you. So this is important. This is your degree program, your country, date of completion, duration, your university, higher education. So make sure you mention your bachelor's degree program, your university name, your degree program, your country, city, date of completion, the number of semesters that you had, the ECTS, the academic degree, and I was already enrolled at an Austrian university. Yeah, this you can choose as no. This is also no. Okay, so make sure you have your signature, your date, and this will be the first page in your application bundle that you post to the university. Okay, so that is the essential process of shortlisting universities, applying to universities. So we're going to move on to our next step. We have just shortlisted our universities and we have applied to the universities. The next step is to apply for your residence permit appointment. So how do you apply for your residence permit appointment? Essentially, you send the Delhi embassy an email saying, "Respected sir, ma'am, I hope this message finds you well," and you mention all of this in an email and you send this email to the embassy, right? So the minute you get your admit letter, you send an email to the embassy requesting for an appointment, and you're going to attach your admit letter, attach your scanned passport. Also, make sure you include key information like date of birth, contact number, and passport number. Now, the embassy will reply to your email saying when and at what time they have an available slot. They will also include three attachments, which is going to be your application form. This is the residence permit application form. They're also going to give you a checklist of documents to carry to the embassy, and they're also going to give you a document that contains more information. So, just to highlight, once you've received your admit letter, you send an email to the embassy. The embassy responds with your slot, date, and time. And now you prepare all of the documents that you're going to submit at the embassy in person. You can pause the video right here and make sure you have all of these documents. I've also created a separate detailed video on how to book your residence permit appointment. Watch that video if you want more clarity. So this is the process of applying for your residence permit. You first send the embassy an email. You will receive an email response from the embassy for a certain date and time. You will be present at the embassy in person on that date at that particular time. You will submit your documents. Okay, so once you have submitted the documents at the embassy, the next step is to wait patiently. It takes about 90 plus days to get your residence permit approved. Now, this actually varies city to city because if you apply to smaller cities, the waiting period is much lesser for your RP to get approved, provided all the documents are in place. So the waiting period could be anywhere between 20 to 30 days, and you will usually get your approval within 20 to 30 days if it's a smaller city. If it's Vienna specifically, the waiting time is at least 60 days. Unless you're super lucky, there are couple of students who've gotten their residence permit approved within 30 days as well. So, yeah, just be patient, be hopeful. So, essentially, now you need to wait for an email from the Embassy of Delhi stating that you're now eligible to apply for a visa D. So, this is what the email looks like. It's going to come from this email ID, and they are essentially going to say that your application has been approved by Inner Austrian Authority. And once you have arrived in Austria, you can contact the settlement authority, complete the necessary formalities, and obtain your residence permit card. So, as of now, your residence permit is just approved. They have verbally communicated to you that you are now eligible to apply for a visa. And once your visa is done, all the formalities are done, you have reached Austria, within 3 to 4 days, you need to be at the particular magistrate and collect your residence permit card from there. Okay, so now I'm going to guide you through the visa process. So essentially, what happens in the visa process is you can actually walk in at any VFS center near you with a printout of this particular email stating that your residence permit has been approved. Now, other than a printout of this email, you need to carry the following documents: your passport, your visa D application form, which is actually attached in this email from the embassy. You will also have to carry a recent passport sized photo, your health insurance, which is going to be valid for the entire duration of your visa D. So this is at least 4 months from the day that you arrive in Austria. So also they have mentioned a minimum coverage of 30,000 euros as well. You also have to show a one-way flight ticket. Okay, so you need to show a flight reservation, and you also have to carry some visa fees. So this email actually varies from student to student. Most students receive this email. This is the email I had received, but there are students who have received an email with a different list of documents. So go through your email. This is again, once your RP is approved, the embassy will email you saying you can now apply for a visa D. So go through the documents that they have mentioned and carry just those documents to your nearest VFS center. The waiting period to get your visa approved is anywhere between 10 to 15 days. Again, you need to be patient and the process will be complete. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this extremely detailed video of the entire application process from end to end. I hope you get your visa soon, and yeah, see you in Austria. Bis bald.